All right, today we're reading Genesis chapter 16. And this is when Abram decided to take things into his own hands. Let's see what it says here. Sarah, Abram's wife, had borne him no children, and she had a female Egyptian servant whose name was Hagar. And Sarah said to Abram, "Behold, now the Lord has prevented me from bearing children. So go into my servant. It may be that I shall obtain children by her." And Abram listened to the voice of Sarah. I think it's interesting, first of all, this is sort of a cultural thing at this point. Obviously, it sounds weird to our ears today. But I think really what's most interesting is it comes right after God reaffirms his promise. And it's almost like Abram and Sarah felt pressure to contribute to this, to sort of make the promise happen, right? We're going to see Paul in Galatians as he explains this a little bit more. We'll get there in a few days. But what happens then is Abram has a child. Hagar ends up getting pregnant with a child. And as you read this, you're going to see Sarah was jealous and sort of sent her out of the house. It was a pretty terrible situation. Definitely not something that you think would be biblical, right? Not something that would honor God. But it says, the angel of the Lord said to Hagar, "Behold, you're pregnant and shall bear a son, and you shall call his name Ishmael, because the Lord has listened to your affliction. And he shall be a wild donkey of a man, his hand against everyone, and everyone's hand against him. And he shall dwell over against all his kinsmen." And so Ishmael is the first child of Abram. And probably Abram and Sarah thought, okay, this is the child of the promise from Genesis 12 and Genesis 15. And so we see that all of this happened when Abram was 86 years old. But we're going to see as we continue to read that there's more to the story. So go ahead and journal on this. Think about this for yourself. And then tomorrow we're going to start in on Galatians. We're going to jump to the New Testament and begin to understand the life of Abram and the promise that God made through him and to him. We're going to understand that in the light of Jesus in the New Testament.